The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM, The Talker. I'm here with my husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, co-host.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Very good. Great. I'm doing well.
You're doing well.
I'm
yes,
doing well.
Yes. Patrick likes to remind us how to use the words good and well.
He says, Superman does good, you're doing well.
Interesting.
We have Bill Notoriani, owner of Electric City Solar Company. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Jack?
Great. And how are you?
I'm good.
You're no stranger to our program. You were here a couple years back. Thanks for rejoining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we discuss everything real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many exceptional realtors who've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for 50-plus years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com, or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, we have a webcam on top of the building looking at the corners. So you can see what the weather conditions are. We get hits from all over the world on that camera.
Bobby is retired. Bobby Drago, hello. I know you are a regular listener, but you used to watch Patrick on that camera.
Webcam,
every day.
I got a phone call one day. I was coming back from Caramias. He goes, "What'd you get for lunch?" I was like, "You're in Brooklyn. How do you know?"
And hello to his lovely wife, Regina.
Yes, hello, Regina.
Thanks, guys, for listening every week. Check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. Remember, view our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com, where you can also find all the popular podcast apps that we feature our radio program on. Bill Notoriani, owner of Electric City Solar Company. Tell me who you are, where you do your thing, and what do you do in life, please.
All right. Well, my name is Bill Notoriani. I own Electric City Solar here in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. We just moved to Dunmore from Moscow. We had a nice little office over there, but we rented a new space here in Dunmore, and it's been wonderful being part of the Dunmore community.
And how long have you been in the solar business, please?
This summer it will be 8 years, which makes me an OG of solar.
All right. I love your tagline, running on sunshine.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, very nice. And I would like to start the program by asking, is solar, everything I read, I'm thinking that solar is gaining in popularity. At least I'm hoping it is. Do you find that to be so?
Oh, absolutely. When I got into the business, nobody knew anything about solar. Nobody understood how it worked. And it was a constant education of everybody. At least now people are accepting it. They're understanding that it's real and that it works. And the government has been pushing solar here on the federal level and on the state level here in Pennsylvania.
So in solar, and as we drive through different areas, we're seeing that it's come a long way. Also, it looks nicer, it's sleeker, it's more modern looking. I mean, and
when we drive around down in South Jersey, we come back on the back roads, and we're looking for two things. We're looking for metal roofs, and we're looking for solar panels.
And metal roofs, I have to say, have also gained in popularity.
Yes.
A lot more to be seen out there. But so solar, and isn't there a myth that there's no mistaking that this area doesn't have a ton of sunshine? We are not called
the Sunshine State. No, we're not.
No. But isn't that a myth that you need sun 24/7?
No. I mean, you do need sun, obviously, but we get plenty of sun in the Northeast. And we have a program that we design our systems with. It's called Aurora. And
Aurora?
Aurora.
Okay.
And it is the most powerful design tool that any solar company can use. And we use that to design all our systems. So we would put the panels on the roof through the system, and then we would hit simulate. And it would tell us within 3% whether or not what that system is going to produce. So we normally get 100% of your electricity off of your roof. Not always. Somebody might have a roof with a lot of dormers or a roof that just isn't big enough for all their usage. But we try. We always try to get 100%.
So what's your ideal roof? A ranch style?
A ranch style is always the ideal.
All right, because as I'm listening to you, I'm picturing different types of roofs. And you're right, there's a lot of new construction with a lot of different size roofs. And that was a popular design concept throughout the last maybe 20 years.
Yeah, really, all those different angles up on the roofs. And
we just deal with that. We just work around that. But we're always looking for the southern face roof because you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck off the southern face roof. But we can also put them on the east, and we can also put them on the west roof and the southeast and southwest. We just never put them on the north. The north, it will never pencil out to put panels on the north facing roof.
Well, sometimes we don't even see them on the house. We see them in a side yard. Is that something that you do?
Oh, yeah. It's called the ground mount system. And we're people who don't want them on the roof or people that have enough land that we can do a ground mount. Ground mounts are great because we could take them and face them right at the right angle and face them due south. So we could get 100% productivity out of those panels that you purchased with the ground mount. So we love ground mounts.
So you love ground mounts. For a homeowner that would be thinking about installing them on the ground, do they have to worry about them getting damaged easier? Because of, you're out there and you have kids with baseballs and you have, soccer and kickball, and then you're also mowing your lawn and picking stuff up, stones and...
That's a factor. We take that into consideration when we're out with customers and we look at the yard, we find out how their lifestyles are, and then we try to put them someplace that is out of the way so it's not in an area that could get a ball being hit at it.
Okay.
The other thing we look at ground mount is if you're sitting on your back porch, we want you to be able to see the panel side. For me, especially if I'm selling a customer, if they are looking at the back of their panel from their house, I don't want them to be a candidate for a ground mount system because the front looks great. It's really cool. But the back
is ugly.
It's ugly.
And
unless you plan on putting trees in front, I really don't recommend the ground mount where you can see them from your back porch, see the back of it.
Right. Now, trees, if you put trees around it, the trees grow. Isn't it shading it?
Well, I wouldn't say trees. I would say forsythias that don't grow real high, but will cover that back area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a good
And
idea.
then it's pretty.
It is pretty, especially in the spring.
Are there any concerns with zoning when you're putting a ground mount in?
Yeah, we have to stick by whatever the zoning is in that township, whether it's 10 feet off the back or 20 feet off the back, 10 feet off the side. We have to stay in a person's property. A lot of the ground mounts are in people that have lots of land. They're the people that are more inclined to do ground mounts.
Right, that's what I would do.
But I have a customer last week, and he has half an acre. That's it. And he was interested in a ground mount in his backyard. So it does happen.
I want to get back to roofs. So when you're doing a roof mount, as opposed to a ground mount, and the roof is older, what happens if you do the installation of the solar panels and then that person needs to change their...
You stole my question because I was going to ask this question.
Really?
Yes, I was thinking about this question. Have you been reading my mind?
No,
right.
Not lately.
Okay.
Maybe,
Yeah, I failed mind reading class. How did you do in mind reading class? I didn't do well.
I'm married 40 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're better than me. But go ahead. I'm sorry. About the roof?
Yeah, so I was thinking, what if you have to do a roof replacement?
Jackie, that's a great question. So everybody always asks me that question. So what we do is we go on out there and we do a home site visit. And we talk to the customer about their roof and how old it is. We look at it and we kind of make a determination. When you get into that 18 to 20 year range, most roofs go 30, 40 year roof lengths. And so once you get into that 18, 20 years, then that's a discussion we need to have. And if you replace the roof in the same year that you put the solar panels on the roof, you will get the 30% federal tax credit on the roof, the new roof, as well as the solar panels. So that might be the time to change your roof, because at that point you have a lifetime worth of roof left, and let the government pay for 30% of your home improvement project.
The only thing stopping me is money.
That's
why
what
the
stops
government-
most people.
Well, we could solve that because we could finance 100% of it.
Really?
I was
Yep.
going to ask you that question, so you just read my mind. There's a lot of mind reading
Oh, my
going
God.
on here
It's
today.
scary.
Yeah,
Scary.
very scary. So there's 100% financing available.
Absolutely. Literally 5 minutes and you can be approved.
And is it a high interest?
There is no. Right now, our best price point is the 7.49% interest rate. But there's a little bit of a loan origination fee that is put on the loan by the banks. But then after that, it's a 7.49.
Okay. So how long can an individual, people, owners recoup, recover, and save?
They can literally save on day one because electricity is a product that you are going to buy. You're going to die, you're going to pay taxes, and you're going to buy electricity.
You got that right.
So they're the things. So the only way that you could get away from buying electricity from the utility is to go solar. Okay. And so when you go solar, all right, and you finance it 100% of it, normally you can be cash flow positive in year one. That's normally what we see. So you're actually literally saving money in the first year that you got your product, and it didn't cost you anything out of your pocket.
One thing I like about solar is the panels. How long do these panels last?
Well, they're guaranteed for 25 years. So if you buy a car and you got a 3-year warranty on it, you don't think that car is going to die at year 3, do you?
Right.
You know, it's going to go 6, 7, 8, 10 years, whatever. Same with solar panels. So these solar panels are guaranteed for 25 years. I like to tell my customers they're going to go 40, 50 years.
Absolutely.
So there's a thing in solar panels that's called degradation. So they drop in efficiency, which Aurora takes into account for, but they, on average, about 0.5% a year. So at 25 years, okay, so they drop 0.5%, that's 87.5%, still efficient from what they were producing on day one. But after 50 years, that's still 75% of what day one. So they could go on for a long time.
Well, everything loses efficiency. Everything.
I've
right?
lost a lot more than
was just gonna say the
I've
same
lost a lot more than a
I mean,
half
when-
percent efficiency in the last year. Let me tell you.
Well, you know, when we're talking about this, boilers, furnaces.
Oh my God!
Yeah, water
There's
heaters.
That place. There's a place we go to down at the Jersey Shore. We stay there, and one of their advertisements is that we are solar friendly, and in their brochures, the place is got like 90 units, and the whole roof
is solar.
It's like a farm of solar panels, and they're saying and that's one of their advertising
Promotions,
right? Is that they're green, you know? So that's the way to go now.
I wish more commercial people that own commercial buildings would understand that and use it in their advertising, because this younger generation, they're so in tune to green energy. They grew up with it. We didn't grow up with it beating in our heads. But these younger kids, the 20, 25, 30-year-olds, they respond to that, because they've been taught about green energy from the time they went into grade school, unlike us. And, these business owners, and they could use that as one of their advertising.
Yeah, my son, he's got a little lawn care service in Dunmore, and we went to Walmart the other day. He loves to go to Walmart, so we're up there looking around at everything, and he's looking at the electric lawnmowers. I says, Patrick, why do you want to get an electric lawnmower? It was very expensive. He goes, Dad, some people love this stuff. He says, if I told them I have an electric lawnmower, he says, he says people want that.
They respond to that.
Yes, I was shocked to hear that.
Well, people are getting more in tune to green energy.
Yes.
Generally speaking.
Well, it's been a discussion as a country that we've been having for the last several years. I noticed a little bit more of a push towards the green and, environmentally friendly and maybe getting off the fossil fuels and all of that. This is one of those areas where people, if they want to make a move, I think it's a good move.
I absolutely think so also. Green energy, whether it's solar or wind, that should be a piece of the entire piece of our energy moving forward. We do need fossil. We're not going to drop off a fossil fuel tomorrow, but we got to add other sources in. And as we go forward, there's going to be more that are going to get developed.
Yeah, I agree. So it shouldn't be one or the other. It should be a variety coming
together.
Right,
it's going to happen. I mean,
together.
But you can't have the government trying to shove it down your throat. Say, everybody's going to have an electric car in 5 years. What is this? I wave my magic wand and you have an electric car? Say that many Duracell's batteries floating around?
Well, that's a huge discussion,
yes,
too.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, just like it should be a choice whether or not you go solar.
Absolutely. I'd rather make the electricity on my roof than have it with oil that came from overseas.
A lot of people think that way.
On that note, Bill Notoriani, owner of the Electric City Solar Company based in Dunmore. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
Well, we have a couple different ways. You can go to info@electriccitysolarco.com, or you could call us at the office and talk to Chelsea. Our phone number is 570-707-6527. That's 570-70-SOLAR.
Oh, how
that's cool.
neat. Yeah, great. Love it. Okay, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor today, Disaster Blaster. When disaster strikes northeastern Pennsylvania, trust Disaster Blaster to make things right. From water damage like broken pipes and roof leaks to mold problems, basement water, waterproofing, radon mitigation, and more, Disaster Blaster offers the most services in the indoor environmental industry and is always there to help people. Serving the Northeast PA area, don't hesitate to call Disaster Blaster at 570-963-1123 or visit their website, www.disasterblaster.com. Pat, would you like to review a listing?
Yes, we have a beautiful 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's over 1 acre of land. It's at 200 Forest Drive in Roaring Brook Township for $319,000. This home, it sits back from the road. It has plenty of privacy. The rear of the home, now this is really nice. In the rear of the home, there's a large outside, fully equipped kitchen with It's really nice. It's got the fireplace. It's got the refrigerator. It's got the built-in grill. There's also a large detached 2-car garage with a paved driveway. This beautiful home has hardwood floors, a wood-burning stove, newer kitchen and baths with an open floor plan. And there's also, on the outside of the building, there's a staircase on the outside going up to the second floor. That's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home on 1 acre of land at 200 Forest Drive in Roaring Brook Township for $319,000, and that's listed by Sam Shelter of our office.
We will be back shortly with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. When considering to sell or buy a home, why choose Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate? Let me tell you why. 70% of home buyers settle for the first agent they meet, and many regret it. 90% of home sellers hire an agent, but was it the right choice? Don't have agent remorse. I'm Jackie Ruddy, and I've been in and around the real estate business for most of my life. And at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, we've been selling real estate for half a century. But we do not do it halfway. You deserve better than average. Average doesn't help you. We know it's all about you and what you need. Century 21 is the #1 in brand awareness, is the most recognized name in real estate, and is the most respected in the industry. In this market, if you dream big, you need to move fast. So it makes perfect sense to contact Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, 570-344-6724, and visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, a 94.3 FM The Talker. We are here today with Bill Notoriani, founding partner of Electric City Solar Company. Good morning.
Good morning. How are
And
you?
they're running on sunshine.
They're running on sunshine. I
We
love
run
it.
on sunshine every day.
Yeah, good for you. We do need sunshine in our area.
Oh, yes.
Lots of sunny days, right?
Right.
I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, in with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor. So far today, we've been talking about solar. It's gaining in popularity. That's a good thing.
Absolutely, it is.
All right. First half of the show, we were talking about different ways you install the solar panels on a roof, on the ground. What about people, and you also talked about commercial businesses that really should be looking into solar energy?
Absolutely, they should. Especially now with the new Inflation Reduction Act. There's a bunch of extra incentives that were put in that act back in August for commercial. And, they get the 30% federal tax credit. They get accelerated depreciation, and especially this year. And it's something that really brings down your cost of energy for any commercial customer. And if you give us a call at 570-707-6527, we can schedule an appointment and come on out and really show you how you can get your cost of electricity down.
Well, we have a big flat roof up at the office that we just paid a lot of money to have a brand new roof put down. So am I going to have you come up and put your system and put like 10,000 screws into my brand new roof? Is that
a
how
flat
it works? My
rubber.
beautiful flat rubber roof that doesn't leak at all. Unlike the old roof.
Absolutely not.
You're not going to put screws in my
Nope.
roof. Oh,
what
thank
we do
God.
in the flat roof scenario is we put these ballasts down, the racking down, and we put ballasts on the racking that hold it down on the roof.
So it's
And
like
we
a sandbag, but it's not a sandbag.
Yeah, it's not a sandbag.
It's not a sandbag, but it's a big, heavy thing.
Yeah, that holds.
All right, but what about the weight load? Because, my dad, my dad hasn't been with us since 2009, but he was always concerned when it snowed. When we got a foot of snow or something, and it would be up there on that roof. That weight, how does those ballasts affect?
Well, every project is fully engineered.
Okay.
All right. So the engineers, we use a 50-pound snow load here in Northeast PA, and that project is designed with the ballasts and the panels, and the snow load. So we engineer it so that it can hold that. If it can't hold it for whatever reason, we have to come in there and we'll have to structurally
Reinforce.
Make sure that we can reinforce.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because that's something that comes to my mind because I could still hear his voice like, I got to get that snow off that roof. And Pat, you were up there several times taking a shovel, trying not to puncture the roof, carefully up there and getting the snow off the roof.
And it was an old roof and it had rocks on it. So we're worried about weight, but there's 30 ton of rock up on the roof.
Well, that was all just taken out.
Yes, that's all gone.
That's all
all gone.
Yeah.
But everything's engineered to the max. And then, the township has to, or the city, Dunmore, has to review the engineering report before they give us a permit to move forward. So that's not really an issue. Or if it is an issue, then we just can't do it.
Okay. And every job is different.
Every job is different.
That's right. So people say, how much does it cost? And you say, every job is different.
It depends.
It depends.
I've seen big houses use a little electricity, and I've seen little houses use a lot of electricity. So a lot of people come up to me and say, well, I got a 2,200 square foot home, and how much is it going to cost me? Well, we don't go by the square foot of the home. What we do is we look at your electric bill, we look at your usage in the previous year, because it says it on PPL on the second page on the top left. It will tell you how much you use for the whole year. So we build a system to be slightly larger than what you've used for the whole year. And that's what we strive for. I always strive for 105%, 106%. We don't go over 110%. And the reason is because PPL will only give you 10% back if you didn't use it of the previous year's usage. So if you made 120%, you would just giving PPL 20% or 10% of free electricity. But if you go between 100 and 110, then PPL has to buy it back from you at the end of this year. PPL's year goes from May 1st to April 30th.
So the panels on my roof are generating excess electricity?
They can.
And we're selling it back to the utility?
Yep. If you have extra electricity at the end of the year, then PPL has to buy it from you. And the end of the year is in May of every year.
So there's a limit on what they buy back from your generation?
Yep, up to 10%. So
they only buy 10%? Okay, go explain.
Let me
please.
explain to you how solar works.
Okay.
Okay, because this is what most people are confused about. So when we put the panels on the roof, that sun comes down and creates DC power. We put an inverter under each panel, and that's really important to do. It's more expensive, but it's really important to do because we invert every panel. Then all that DC power gets inverted to AC, comes down into a box, combiner box, then comes into the house. So when you're during the day, you flip that switch in your kitchen, you're actually using power that you made off of your roof. Now, on a nice day, or most days, you're going to make electricity, especially most days from April to October, you're going to make a ton more electricity than you're going to use. So what happens to that electricity? It goes back out through the meter and spins your meter backwards, and it puts credits in your utility account. And then at night or in January, when you're using more than you're making, you're just going back and taking those credits back. You're saying, Mr. PPL, remember that electricity I gave you? Now I want it back. And they have to give it back to you on a 1-to-1 credit. So at the end of the year, if you used 10,000 kilowatts of electricity last year, and this year your system made 11,000, well, now you're going to have 1,000 extra kilowatts of electricity. PPL has to buy them from you.
So they'll pay you.
They'll actually pay you, but at the wholesale rate. They won't pay you at the retail 1-for-1 rate, but they'll pay you at the wholesale rate.
Well, at least you're getting paid something.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so
they
it's
don't
like
want
a reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't want everybody with a big piece of property or a big roof to make extra electricity because they don't want a whole bunch of solar farms out there. That's why they limit it to 110%.
Bill Notoriani, owner of Electric City Solar Company. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
They call us at 570-707-6527 or 570-707-SOLAR. Talk to Chelsea. Or you could just email us at www.
Or you can find us online.
You can find us online at electricitysolarco.com or email us at info@electricitysolarco.com.
And you're on Facebook too, because I checked out your page before you came here.
Yep.
A lot of
Facebook.
a lot of good stuff on there.
Become a friend of our page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. Will you come back next week?
Absolutely.
We want to talk more about solar. Thank you.
Love to.
All right, Pat.
Yes, we have a two-family home, a duplex at 525 Larch Street in Dunmore for $179,000. This updated building has a one-bedroom apartment on the first floor and a one-bedroom on the second floor. Each unit has separate utilities and is fully rented. This home is low maintenance with off-street parking and a detached two-car garage. Each apartment has been updated and is in great condition, and all of the mechanicals are new. That's a low-maintenance duplex in Dunmore at 525 Larch Street for only $179,000, and that's listed by Jessica Ruddy of our office.
We're out of time. Thanks for joining the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. Remember, we're back on next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Please join us. Have a great week.